What's up everybody and welcome to my video. If by any chance at any point during this video you find it at all entertaining, informational, anything like that, I would ask you to please drop a like rating, and if you guys are new then to subscribe as well. Like ratings help this video trend and just get up in view count and stuff, and it makes my job a little bit more fun and a little bit more easier. So if you guys would do that, that would be absolutely awesome. As you guys know, in the title says that I am making a costume pretty much like a Casey Neistat costume. As you guys know, Casey Neistat kind of has a very unique look that I won't be able to match entirely. One, because I'm blonde. Two, because I don't have all the gear that he has, but I'm going to make the best of it. So I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do this right now. First thing is first, I went to my local mall and bought a pair of knockoff Ray-Bans because I didn't have enough money to buy real ones to be able to do this project if it goes wrong. So I bought a pair of, I think these were $15, but I ended up buying two of them, and the other one is interesting. I will show you guys what I do in just a second. Secondly, the next thing you will need is a can of spray paint. So I am using actually a metal spray paint, so it's supposed to go on like metal and outdoorsy wood stuff, so I don't know if it's going to work for this project. Hopefully it works good enough to be able to do it. But this isn't exactly what Casey uses. Casey uses a primer. I'm using a metal paint. I think any paint will be good if you're just doing it for costume purposes. So once you have the paint, the glasses, and everything's good, you're going to want to spray paint the entire thing all the way around, including on the glass. The glass is actually the key part, but you're not going to want to do it like light. You're going to want to kind of cake it into the corners so that it gets kind of layered up. It's kind of hard to see, but it is a little bit caked in the corners. That is the way that Casey does it. That's the way I'm trying to do it. Hopefully it turns out relatively okay. The next step is kind of important. You need to let it dry. I actually only let this sit for about 2 hours, so hopefully that's good enough. I don't think it will be, but we're gonna make it work. It's a dark night. It's nighttime, so you won't be able to see the costume that clearly. Hopefully it works good enough so that this ends up looking like Casey Neistat's glasses. Alright guys, well I already did one side, as you can see, and it's turning out pretty good. The lens itself is kind of jacked up because it's plastic, it's not glass, so it's going to get very, very, very messed up. I'm still going to work on it a little bit, hopefully make it a little bit cleaner and better, but that right there looks like Casey's glasses. I'm still taking paint off this side, don't worry. But I'm going to show you guys the process of what I'm doing real quick. Okay, so for all of this, I'm going to be using 4 different tools. I'm going to be using this, which I think is a paint can popper. Okay, and this is used to edge around the outside of the lens. You're just going to kind of want to, sorry, I was out of the frame real quick, but you're just going to kind of want to scrape along the edges. It doesn't get close enough to the edge to where it's like completely into the frame, but it gets right along the edge so that you can see a slight little frame. The second tool I'm using is this, which is it's a paper, or what do you call these? Clothespin. And you're just gonna kind of want to thin out the stuff on the surface, because the surface is very, very thick. You're gonna want to kind of get a lot of that stuff off with this. Once it gets a lot thinner, I'm gonna use this, which is a flat razor, and you can gently kind of just like peel up a lot of the gunk with this. It gets stuck on the plastic a lot because plastic obviously is a lot softer than a razor blade. It gets a lot of the stuff off, as you can see, but that's not the last tool. The very, very last tool, the one that I've been using the most so far, is this. It's a basic knife, switchblade, whatever you want to call it. And this one, you're going to kind of want to just use the flat edge of the blade and then scratch. See, I think this is what's causing a lot of the lens damage though, is because it's the flat portion of this blade against this, against the plastic, and that's causing a lot of damage. So once you thin it out very thin, you're going to want to use this, and you should get something more resembling this. I'm going to work on this lens and try to make it cleaner, but it turns out like this. So I now have finished the glasses, and this is what the final product looks like. The back is still solid white because if I don't want to start scraping through that and have it look weird on the front, and these are just going to go on top of my head anyway for the party, so I'm going to leave them like this, looking very, very good. I'm very happy with the way that these turned out. Now it's time to construct the rest of the costume, which I will show you guys right now. These next two portions of the costume come in at relatively the exact same time in this video because I did them relatively at the same time. First part is the outfit. Casey, in several of his photos, features white shirts, so I chose a very, very basic H&M white shirt and then basic jeans. He's a very basic individual, very awesome, but very basic individual, so I chose very basic looking apparel. The second part are his tattoos, and mind you, this was very difficult. I don't know if they're even on the right arm, but I did make it work as best as I could. There's the do more, there's the work harder, there's his always closing tattoo, which is on this portion of his arm in cursive. Then on the other hand, we have the weird box. This next part was the part that I thought was going to ruin it, but it actually turned out relatively okay, and that is my hair. Okay, Casey Neistat's hair is very curly and very kind of long, actually. It's what my hair used to be, that length, but I just put a ton of gel in it and then made it like very sectional. So instead of being like individual like little tiny pieces, I made them very chunky pieces, and it kind of did good enough to be his hair. You can see there's like still little errors here and there, but overall, like, I think it did relatively okay. So that's my hair with the glasses. This is the top half of the Casey Neistat outfit so far. Another thing that I added just for a little bit of effect were the wristbands that he always has on his arm. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of his thing. He always has like a bunch of wristbands on from all the events that he does, so I just added that for a little bit of a little quick touch up. Two major things to finish off the outfit: shoes and a camera on a tripod. He uses this thing called the Gorilla Pod, which has like a bunch of different little bally things that help it like move, but I don't have that, so I'm making this work for now. Alright guys, well this was the absolute best I can do for the Casey Neistat costume. I have the basic shirt, I've got the glasses, I've got the hair, I've got the camera, I've got the tattoos, the wristbands. I got almost everything going for me here. Obviously I don't have all the stuff that Casey did, otherwise I would look exactly like him. But this is the best I could do for the costume, so I hope you guys really enjoyed. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. If you guys are new to the channel, then subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. Until then, kings to you, and I will see you all then. Peace out.